This core cardio blast class is called Go For It because we are going to be getting down on the mat and going for it today. So get started on your back. You don't need any equipment, but you're always welcome to include some blocks or anything that helps with your practice. Start off with the feet walked in. And push into those feet, getting connected to our glutes by giving them a little pat or digging our fingers in there, and then push into your feet. Lift your hips off the ground. So you're extending the hips, lifting the pelvis. Wiggle the left foot a little closer into the center and bring your right knee over the right hip. We're going to start to push into the left foot, and we're going to get a little single leg lift going on here. So a little single leg hip extension in our low ramp. Right knee stays bent. We are working some hip flexion with the help of gravity. Left hand comes up, pull back on those left fingers. Palm is facing up towards the ceiling. You are pulling back on that left wrist. Big breath in here. Breathe it in. Exhale and sigh it out. Reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sigh it out. And then we'll release that left wrist. Slow your pulse down, bring your right foot down, lift your left knee up. So the left foot's pressing to the ground. We start to get a little hip extension in that side. Make sure you're not feeling it in the low back. Make sure you're not feeling it in the knee. If you feel that low back, stay lower. If you feel that knee, bring that foot further away. Left knee stays over the left hip. Right arm comes up. Stretch your right wrist by pulling back with your right hand. Really get some extension into that wrist. Feel the whole bottom of the foot pressing into the ground. Notice if maybe that big toe wants to lift or the pinky side lifts away from the floor. You have trouble getting that heel connected. Feel it all. One more breath. Left foot comes down. Release the right wrist. We bring our arms down by our side, then lower all the way down. So we're going to do 3 juicers on each side. That's it, but we're going to feel it. Doesn't take many to get it going. Hands come behind the head. Interlace the fingers. Palms are behind your skull. Feel those elbows come in. Legs come up towards the ceiling. If the legs up is too much, then keep the feet on the ground. And every time we go to lower a leg, instead, just kick that leg forward. So the legs are up. Big inhale. Exhale and lift. Right leg lowers down. If your feet are on the floor, you're kicking that right leg up. Now, cross the legs underneath each other if you can do that and squeeze those thighs together. Scoop your tailbone a little bit. This is the juice. You're squeezing everything out that you can in that core. Uncross the legs, bring them back through center. Inhale and lower. So legs don't have to be straight. Exhale and lift. We just want them energized, ready to go. Spread the toes. Lower the left foot about halfway. Then cross it under the right thigh. Squeeze your legs together. Scoop the tailbone. Take a little twist to the right. You want to hold that right shoulder blade off the ground. Come back through center, left foot lifts, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. So as I threw a twist in there on the first side for you, we're gonna lower the right foot, bring that right thigh underneath, squeeze it, scoop the tailbone, take a little twist to the left, holding that, getting that intercostal, working it. Come back through center, right leg uncrosses, inhale, lower. So we're gonna take the twist out this time, exhale and lift, just even more brain training, right? Left leg lowers, cross that left thigh underneath, just squeezing together like you're pinching your legs together. You wanna feel that core pull down. Legs uncross, inhale and lower. One more each way, exhale and lift, we're gonna bring that twist back, right leg comes down, cross it into the left thigh, squeeze them together, scoop the tailbone, twist to the left, and pulse. You're lifting left shoulder blade off the ground for another 3. Pulsing it, 2 and 1. Ho! Makes you want to cry in a good way. Exhale and lift. The left leg comes down. Cross that left thigh under the right thigh. Squeeze them together. Take a little twist to the right. And you're pulsing here. Squeezing the legs together. Scooping that tailbone. Pulsing for another 3. You got it. 2. Ooh, one more. Oh, legs come down. Oh, let's wiggle the feet wide and windshield wiper to get just a little movement in the hips. So just getting a little external, internal rotation. Anything else feels good. I feel my neck wanting to just kind of self-adjust itself. Bring yourself around and onto your forearms. We'll bring our elbows underneath our shoulders. You can either tie the fingers together or keep the palms flat on the ground. Tuck your toes, release your neck. Push into your forearms and spread your shoulder blades, and then push into your toes so that the weight is equal between your hands, your forearms, and your toes. Now, hoist your pelvis up, so you'll go from hovering the knees to hoisting your pelvis up and really push those forearms down. Low ribs are lifting, spine's getting long here. Right foot's on the ground, might need to step it a little more into the middle, lift the left leg. It doesn't go up super high, it's in line with the hip. Toes are pointing down at the ground. Push through your right toes and extend that right ankle. Getting a little back line, lengthening going for that whole right side. Get another 3, 2, and 1. Left leg down, right leg lifts. So just in line with the hips, you can readjust the forearms if you need. Press that left big toe and extend it. You want that ankle bending, straightening. Core stays on, glutes are working. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Step to top of the mat, and let's get ourselves moving. Stand tall in your mountain pose, arms by your side. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, right foot steps back. Right knee comes down, and inhale, arms reach forward and up. 90-90 low lunge, get long in that side body. Hands come down, step back into plank. Left foot steps back to meet the right. Glutes are on. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the floor. Head of the arm bones stay lifted here. Pull back your hands for cobra. Tuck the toes, press. Lift into your downward facing dog. Hoist the pelvis up high. The right foot steps forward. The left knee comes down. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Arms reach forward and up. So keep these front ribs in. Like really, don't let them pop. Hold them in. Lengthen that low back. Hands come down. Step to the top of the mat. Exhale. Inhale. Arms reach forward and up. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Left foot steps back. Left knee comes down. Lower the top of the foot. Arms reach forward and up. Really squeeze that left glute. Lift yourself from behind. Hands come down. Step back into plank. Lower the knees. Lower all the way to the ground. The head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back your hands in cobra. Lift. Down dog. Hoist your pelvis up high. Left foot steps. Right knee comes down. Inhale. Arms reach forward and up. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Step the right foot to meet the left. Exhale. Inhale. Arms reach forward and up. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Right foot steps back. Don't lower the knee. Scoot your hands back. Try to stay up on the fingertips. Belly is on. Spine stays long. If you're really rounding, come up on the blocks or get your hands up on the leg. Look back at the right toe and then start to press through that right big toe, bending and straightening the ankle. Getting a little opening through this back line here. Right glute is working, spine stays long. So once you're done looking at those toes, you know they're working for you. You can bring your gaze forward in front of the mat. And then slow your little toe press down, turn to the right, side lunge to the right, sit back in the right hip. Moving the right leg bone back into the hip crease. Left side lengthens, core is on. Shoulder heads are back in the center. One more breath. Hands walk around to the front. They land. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Lower the knees. Glutes are on. Lower all the way to the floor. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back your hands in cobra. Root your tailbone. Reverse push up on the knees. Push into the hands and come right up. Lower to the ground. Try and keep the head of these arm bones lifted. Don't let them roll forward. Pull back with the hands. Root your tailbone. Press and lift into that kneeling plank. One more time. Lower. Pull back. Inhale. Press and lift. Woo! Kneeling plank. Hoist the pelvis up high. Downward facing dog. Big breath in here. Right foot steps forward. Left foot steps forward. Exhale. Inhale. Arms reach forward and up. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Left foot steps back. Toes stay down. Knee stays up. Scoot the fingers back. You want to try to connect right ribs to right leg. Belly stays lifted. Push into that left big toe and get this extension through into the ankle. So we're getting this movement into that left foot, getting this whole back, the left chain firing up. Remember, left glute is working for you, firing up here. Getting that big press through that left foot, mobilizing that ankle. Up on the toes, core stays long. Once you're confident that left toe is pressing, connecting, bring your gaze forward and allow yourself to feel that connection. Last 3, 2, and 1. Turn to the left, side lunge to the left. You can dig your left fingers into your left hip crease and really pull that leg bone back in the hip socket. So you want to sit deep into that hip. The core stays on, so you feel the front belly lift into the back body and your spine stays long. Lower and walk your hands around to the front. Step your right foot back, plank pose. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bone stay lifted. Pull back your hands, cobra. So you root your tailbone and then knees stay down. You push right back up into that reverse push-up. You lower, head of the arm bone stay lifted. Pull back in cobra, lift the belly into the back line. Push, shoulders still on the back ribs. Lower, head of the arm bone stay lifted. Pull back and lift through kneeling plank and into down dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Elbows are straight. Shoulders come up to the ears. Core stays on, knees are bent. Left foot steps, right foot steps. Exhale, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down. Step or give a little hop back, plank pose. Lower, knees are not, head of the arm bone stay lifted. Pull back your hands in cobra or reach your arms back for locust. The tailbone still roots. Hands come down, press, lift, plank into downward facing dog. Elbows stay straight. You can bend and straighten the knees. Get a little push through that deep hip flexion, rising up. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Step or give a little hop back. Lower with a long spine, everything in line. Pull back the hands for cobra or reach back in locust. Lift, down dog. Hoist the pelvis up high. Hands are down. You can bend the knees. You can still step to the top of the mat or give a little hop, push, deep hip flexion to control that lift of the pelvis over top. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down. Step or hop back, plank pose. Lower, knees are not. Head of the arm bone stay lifted. Cobra, locust. Hands come down, press, lift, downward facing dog. Hips come high, hands are down. Let's keep that reinforcement. Left foot comes forward, right knee comes down. 90-90 low lunge. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Grab your right wrist and pull the right wrist open. Woo, opening up that hip. Squeeze the right glute. Turn to the right and side lunge to the right. Just for a moment here again. Sit back in that hip, then walk your hands back to the front, standing L. So left foot is down. Bring your chest over your hands and lean into it. Elbows are straight. Really try to connect that leg to the torso. You can always try a lean into it. Maybe keep that left hip flexed. Might help you control it more. Right foot comes down and open up for warrior two. 2 times here. We'll reverse. Right hand comes over the chest. Left arm reaches up. Lengthening the left side. Come back through center. Left arm, left thigh. Right arm reaches over. Pushing that right foot. Come back through, inhale. Left hand up and over. Rise up, inhale. Form the thigh and sweep that right arm over. Press on the floor. And then from here, we'll come back up to warrior two one more time. Hands over the heart. Lift your right heel. Turn on the toes and pivot for a little twisted prayer crescent. Just one breath here. Inhale, push that right toe. Exhale, lower your right knee behind your left ankle and come to seated spiral. If you're tight in the hips, like if the left hip lifts off the ground, kick your right leg forward like I'm doing here, and then roll your shoulders back one at a time. Freeing them up. And then uncrossing your left leg and bringing your right foot in, inside that left thigh. Upright in the chest here. So if I turn around, show you real quick. Left leg is long, right knee is bent. So here's me with my back to you. So right knee is bent, left leg is long. If that's not comfortable, you can always just kick this right leg out and just be like sitting straddle style, but then get a little reverse twist each way. So you're reaching right arm across to the left, left arm across to the right, just trying to stay upright in the spine the whole time. All right, so these little twisty twists down. We're gonna turn back to downward facing dog. Hips come high, hoist the pelvis up. Inhale, exhale, step your right foot through, left knee comes down, rise up, 90-90 low lunge. You can grab your left wrist and give it a little wrist gapping. So it's a really lovely way to open up the side, but you gotta squeeze your left glute, hold steady on that left side. Don't let the ribs go either. Stay strong in that low back. Spacious. Lower the left hand, turn to the left. One side lunge to the left. Move that left hip back. Like really move it back. Feel that right leg is getting long and take that big breath in. Hands walk around. Land the palms. Right foot can scoot back even to set you up in that standing L. But you want to try and get your heart over that space between the hands. Don't let your right leg leave your torso as you shift onto your shoulders, and just see what that does for you as far as maintaining a connection into your core. Lower the right foot down, left foot down, and rise up for warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand can come over the heart, right arm reaches up. Back through center. Forearm on thigh, left arm sweeps over. Rise up, inhale. Hand over heart and exhale, reach up. Inhale, forearm thigh, and reach it on over. And then we'll bring ourselves up. So we bring hands in the heart center, lift the left heel, turn on the left toes. Just one breath here in this twisted crescent. My left foot is long, my torso is long, my spine is long, head is back. And then left knee comes and lands behind the right ankle. So if your right hip's really lifted high from the ground, try kicking your leg out. Then when you roll back, you're sitting on a really nice neutral spine that you can move the scapula around. Instead of tipping the pelvis in the direction it might typically be tipped in, which is why it's feeling tight that way. All right, unwind and just step to the top of the mat. Woo. Let's put these two little sequences together. So you can pause, grab a little water, wipe off some sweat. When you're ready, meet us up at the top. Mountain pose, arms standing by our side. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands or fingertips come down, right foot steps back. We're in that high lunge with the fingertips down. Scoot your hands down, so right underneath your shoulders. Look back at the right toes. Start to push through those right toes. Stick with that first option of just bending and straightening the ankle back there. Second option is to shift the hands forward and try a little load. So you go back, get a little press off that toe, shift the hands forward, get a little load, take it back. A little load, you load it, and get up and go. All right, turn to the right, side lunge to the right, side lunge to the left. Do that a few times, side lunging each way. Moving in those hips. Remember, hips move back in space, core stays on, shoulders back. Walk your hands to the front, step back for plank. 3 times here, lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground, head of the arm bone stay lifted, pull back for cobra. Root the tailbone, lift the belly into the back, push in the hands, reverse push up, knees down. Lower, all the way to the ground. Pull back for cobra, push, reverse push up. Lower, all the way to the ground, glutes are on. Pull back for cobra, root the tailbone, press and lift. Push up, hoist the hips up high, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Step that left leg forward, rise up for warrior two. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. This will be a little bit different. Left arm reaches up, one time here, reverse. Come back through center, hands in on heart, turn on the toes, a little twisted crescent. Come back through your warrior two, reverse, left arm comes up, right hand over the heart to help that elevation. Back through warrior, hands over heart, lift the right heel. Turn to the left. Open up, warrior two, hand over heart. Come back through warrior two, hands in front of the heart, turn on those right toes. One breath here. And then turn to the right, side lunge to the right, one time here. Walk your hands to the front, standing L, scoot that left leg back. One more opportunity to load it with that left leg down. Right knee comes behind the left ankle, seated spiral. You can kick the right leg out, roll your shoulders. And then after having rolled your shoulders out here, you'll kick your left leg out, right knee bends and comes in. So if that's not comfortable, just sit, if you don't like the bent leg in, just sit like a straddle. And then from there, spine is upright, get a little reach across and twist, a little reach across and twist. Just another 3. Feel free to do them for longer, 2, and 1. And then right hand comes outside the right hip. Keep the right shoulder centered, so you can even keep your left hand on that right shoulder head, but then pushing your right hand, pushing your right knee, your right foot. Don't, dump the energy down your right knee. You still want to use that right glute to lift it. And you can let the right ear go. It's like a flash dance move. Ever see that movie? All right. That was about getting up and going. Bring that left knee down. Let's take 2 cat-cows. Inhale, push, spread the shoulder blades. Woo. One more. Push and spread. Untuck your toes. Hoist up. Downward facing dog. Get a little hop to the top. Your choice. Deeper hip flexion can often help you find a little more engagement for that pelvis. But reach it all the way up. Let's get the other side. So you might even want to scoot further back since we're doing that push forward option. Hands come down, hinge at the hips. Left foot steps back, pressing those left toes, bend and extend. Scoot the fingertips back, they're under the shoulders. So your core stays on. You're trying to connect your ribs to your right thigh. That way when your hands come forward, they really don't leave each other, but you actually maintain that connection, and it's pretty much what gets you going forward. But your right foot's great in front of you because it then serves as your little brake. You come forward, it's a little too much energy. You keep that right leg long. It becomes very hard to tip too far forward. Keep it low. It'll hold you back, sometimes to your detriment, but controlling it too will help that. Okay, turn to the left, side lunge to the left, side lunge to the right. Let's take that a few times. Sitting back into the hips, front line of the body, draws in the back line of the body. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Now keep the head of the arm bones lifted. As you walk your hands to the front, plank pose. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back, cobra. Root your tailbone, press with the knees down. Lift, lower. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back, cobra, root your tailbone. Push the hands, lift, lower. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back, cobra. Push, knees down, and then downward facing dog. One breath here. Step the feet in, bend the knees, step the right foot forward, rise up, warrior 2. Inhale. Reverse with the exhale, right arm comes up. Inhale back to warrior 2. Hands over heart center, turn on the left toes. You're lifting the left heel and pivoting, twisting to the right. Open up, turn around. Warrior 2, reverse, back throw, hands over heart, turn. Back throw. And then one more time, hands over heart, turn. One breath here. Draw the throat back, make sure everything's in line. I'm guilty of that. My head always wants to go forward. And then turn to the left, one side lunge to the left. Really sit back, walk your hands to the front, standing L. Scoot the right leg back, but still keep that same idea that the right leg doesn't want to leave the torso until it's feeling ready to. And with the right foot down, left knee will come behind the right ankle. Come to a 90-90 low lunge. Sorry, seated twist. Seated twist with the right ankle over the left leg. If your hips are tight, the right glute is lifted, then kick your left foot out, your bottom leg. Roll shoulders back a few times. You can go really slow with these. Do what feels good, but really get that movement around your shoulder blade. Here's our last 2 moves. Right leg uncrosses. Left foot comes in. We're upright. You can always just be like straddle sit, or you could keep the left knee pointed up, but then reach and rotate. And we'll just do this for about 5 more seconds, keeping skull, shoulder, and sacrum, back of the pelvis in line. then we'll slow our twists down. Left hand comes down. Keep that left arm bone in place with the right hand. Push into the left side. Left hand is strong. Right knee is down. You can release the left ear and get a big side opener here in this. We call it flash dance in the LYT method because it looks like the move in the movie. Just don't tell Warner Bros. Or whoever owns the rights to that. Lower your hips down, and then we'll come around into our quadruped. You can stick with another cat-cow, or also encourage you, trying to keep the elbows straight, to roll your ribs around in circles a few times. So with the arms straight and, you know, your knees like held in that active hip flexion, you can really get some good mobility in the thorax. Then take it the other way. You're welcome to do these for as long as you like, and also just make your cool down in general as long as you like, but we're just gonna come onto our backs and finish with a little figure 4 on each leg. Take it for as long as you want. You can cross right ankle over left thigh. Roll the right thigh out so you get this external rotation. And you just wanna keep your sacrum, your skull, and your scapula on the ground. I like to goalpost my arms. Sometimes I'll lift my left leg if I'm feeling a little more energy there, but you wanna use the muscles around the hip to release the hip. Lower the left foot down. You can change legs. So right foot's down, left ankle crosses over, right thigh. First, roll the left thigh out. And if that's all you do from there, great. Just feel that external hip rotation. It's lovely, right? In that bottom of the left glute. Option to lift the right leg up. So it's not necessary, but I'd rather you do that than pulling on your leg. One, I want you to keep your sacrum on the ground so you have that natural curve of the spine. Your sacrum's level, so we're really working hip movement, not pelvic movement. Again, try not to tip our pelvis in any ways that it's probably used to tipping or shortening for us, because we're trying to put length into the shortened spots and to introduce some, you know, stability to the areas that are a little over lengthened maybe. Everything in life needs a little balance, right? One more big breath. Of course, keep these for longer, but as you lower your right foot down, you can uncross the left ankle. The feet can stay walked in. You're always welcome to wiggle the feet wide, drop the knees in towards each other. This is delightful, especially if you find you're in general pretty short in your low back and that tends to lift for you. See how you like this. Also, you can keep your legs long and just find a position where now, after all this hard work, all this holding in, stabilizing, finding a rigid and integrated core, now we're releasing, letting it go. Of course, you're welcome to take Shavasana as long as you like. Just pause the recording, and when you're ready, hit play. Take another inhale, breathing in through your nose. Sigh out to the mouth. And then wiggle your fingers and toes. Just the arms up and overhead. Stretch the fingers, stretch the toes. And then let it go. Gather the legs in towards the torso. Just up a little rock from side to side. Make your way up to whatever feels like a comfortable seated position. Whatever that means for you. Just feeling a little bit of change in the energy in the body, hopefully a little bit of reorganization, not only in how you hold yourself, but how that energy flows through the body, how you're physically feeling inside and out. And so I honor that light that shines within each of you, and I bow to that light that shines within all of us and ties us all together. Thank you for your practice.